Forget everything you thought you knew about royal jewels. This isn't about beauty, it's about power. Power to topple a queen with a single necklace. Power to curse a family for generations with one blue diamond. And power to spirit an empire's legacy out of a revolution's flames. These aren't just ornaments. They are weapons, treaties, and curses, cast in gold and diamond. And today, we're revealing their biggest secrets. Every piece in today's collection is the main character of its own story. A scandal that helped spark a revolution, a love so strong its symbol became a royal tradition for centuries, and a mystery that still keeps historians awake at night. We won't just show you pretty things. We'll walk the corridors of palaces, open hidden vaults, and even visit a flea market where a nation's treasure was once sold for scrap. Watch to the end, and you'll see. The most valuable thing about these jewels isn't the carats, it's the secrets they keep. We begin with a legend wrapped in the darkest of tales. This story doesn't start in a jeweler's workshop, but deep in the Golconda mines of India, where a giant blue diamond was unearthed. In 1668, the French merchant Jean-Baptiste Tavernier brought the stone to Versailles and sold it to the Sun King, Louis XIV. The king was so captivated that he ordered his court jeweler to recut it. Thus was born the blue diamond of the French crown, the famed blue diamond, a dazzling stone the monarch wore on a gold ribbon during the grandest ceremonies. It became a sacred relic of the Bourbon dynasty. Then came the French Revolution. In September 1792, a mob broke into the royal treasury, and the diamond vanished without a trace. For 20 years, it disappeared from history. Only in 1812 did a blue diamond of similar shape but smaller size surface in London. Thieves, it's believed, had recut the French blue to hide its origin. The stone entered the collection of the wealthy banking family named Hope, and that's how it gained its world-famous name. But it became a legendary necklace only a century later. In the early 1900s, Pierre Cartier acquired the diamond. He saw not just a gem, but a story, and decided to give it a setting worthy of its myth. Cartier mounted the Hope in platinum and surrounded it with 16 white diamonds. The necklace was meant for a very particular client, the American socialite and heiress Evelyn Walsh McLean. They say Cartier himself told her ominous tales about the stone to spark her fascination. Evelyn bought the necklace and wore it constantly. What followed was a chain of misfortunes. Her firstborn died tragically, her husband suffered mental decline and left her, and her daughter died due to a medical error. After Evelyn's death, jeweler Harry Winston bought the piece. Unlike its previous owners, he didn't keep it. In 1958, he placed the treasure in a plain parcel and sent it by regular mail to the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, where it remains to this day. Why did he part with it so quickly? Was he trying to free his fate from a possible curse? That question is now part of the Hope Diamond's legend. Our next piece destroyed the reputation of a queen who never owned it and never wore it. Its story began when King Louis XV of France ordered the most luxurious diamond necklace ever made for his mistress, Madame du Barry. The Parisian jewelers, Baumer and Bassange, received the commission and worked for years, sourcing exceptional stones. But in 1774, Louis XV died, leaving the jewelers with a completed necklace worth 2 million livres and crushing debt. They offered it to the new queen, Marie Antoinette. She refused several times, calling the price excessive. Enter Jean de la Motte, a con artist who knew that the Cardinal de Rohan was desperate to win the queen's favor. She devised a scheme, using forged letters and even hiring a woman who resembled Marie Antoinette for a brief nighttime meeting. She convinced the cardinal that the queen wished to buy the necklace in secret. She persuaded him to guarantee the purchase. Once Jeanne and her accomplices obtained the necklace, they immediately took it apart and sold the diamonds piecemeal in Paris and London. When the jewelers demanded payment from the queen, the fraud unraveled. A public scandal exploded, the infamous affair of the diamond necklace. Though Marie Antoinette was the victim, public opinion turned against her. The incident did irreparable damage to her reputation and became one of the events that hastened the fall of the monarchy. Next, we turn to a diamond whose name means Mountain of Light, the Koh-i-Noor. Its early history is legendary, but the documented story begins in the early 16th century, when it belonged to the Mughal emperors of India. It may even have adorned their famous peacock throne. In 1739, the Persian ruler Nadir Shah invaded Delhi and seized the Mughal treasures, including this diamond. He gave it the name we use today. From that moment on, the stone was never gifted or sold. It was taken. It passed to the founders of the Afghan Empire, then was forcibly claimed by the Sikh ruler Maharaja Ranjit Singh and brought to Lahore. Its path to Britain began in 1849 with the annexation of the Punjab. Under the Treaty of Lahore, the young Maharaja Dalip Singh was compelled to surrender the Koh-i-Noor to Queen Victoria. At first, the stone's original Indian cut failed to impress European audiences. In 1852, Prince Albert ordered it recut to increase its brilliance, which greatly reduced its weight. A legend grew around the diamond, that it brings misfortune to any male ruler who wears it. In Britain, for that reason, the Koh-i-Noor was worn only by consorts and reigning queens. Today, it sits in the crown of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, and remains at the center of territorial disputes. Several countries, including India, call for its return. Now to a traveling jewel that changed not only countries and owners, but even its own appearance, La Peregrina. Its story begins in the 16th century when a unique pear-shaped pearl was found in the Gulf of Panama. Brought to the Spanish court, it immediately became a prized ornament. King Philip II wore it as a hat pendant. Later, England's Queen Mary Tudor wore La Peregrina as a pendant on a brooch, a detail captured in her state portraits. For 250 years, Spanish court jewelers created different settings for the pearl, though most often it hung as a pendant on lavish necklaces. In the 19th century, after leaving Spain with Joseph Bonaparte, the jewel spent many years in the collections of British aristocrats. When Richard Burton bought it at auction in 1969 for Elizabeth Taylor, La Peregrina was hanging from a simple, fine chain. Taylor decided such a modest setting wasn't worthy of the legend. She went directly to Cartier and helped design a new masterpiece, a bold two-row necklace of pearls and rubies with diamond flowers, crowned by the La Peregrina pendant. This is the piece she wore in films and on red carpets. Notably, the famous incident with the puppy who almost chewed the pearl happened before this necklace was created. What power does this treasure hold that its owners were driven not just to possess it, but to keep reinventing ever more magnificent frames for it? Many people know the famous sapphire engagement ring of Princess Diana, and now Catherine, Princess of Wales. But the royal love affair with blue sapphires began with something far more personal: Prince Albert's sapphire brooch. On February 9, 1840, the day before his wedding, Albert gave his fiancée, Queen Victoria, a jewel set with a large blue sapphire, encircled by 12 diamonds. Victoria was so moved that she broke with the custom of wearing only white for the wedding. The very next day, she pinned the brooch to the bodice of her gown as her something blue. For her, it became more than part of the royal collection. It was the most intimate symbol of her love for Albert. She wore it throughout their marriage. Recognizing its deep, sentimental weight, Victoria decreed in her will that the brooch should become an heirloom of the crown, property of the reigning sovereign, never to be sold or gifted away. Since then, every queen after Victoria has worn it, and Queen Elizabeth II chose it often. Was that pre-wedding gift just a tender gesture, or did this brooch quietly establish the tradition that made sapphire the royal stone of love, a tradition that still echoes today? Our next piece is not just a ring, it's a symbol of two worlds joining, old Hollywood and a European monarchy. This is Grace Kelly's legendary engagement ring. What many don't know is that there were actually two rings. In 1955, Prince Rainier III of Monaco proposed to the Hollywood star with a Cartier Eternity band of interlaced rubies and diamonds, chosen for Monaco's colors, red and white. Soon after, the couple found themselves back in Hollywood, where actresses were wearing enormous diamond engagement rings. Understanding that her fiancé needed to reflect her star status and represent Monaco with proper grandeur, Rainier returned with her to Cartier. The result was the second iconic ring, a platinum setting with a flawless 10.47-carat emerald-cut diamond, flanked by 2 baguette diamonds. The ring instantly became part of film history. Grace Kelly was preparing for her final movie, High Society. Instead of the prop ring the costume department had made, she wore her real one on screen. In one scene, her co-star Bing Crosby admires it. Pure cinema magic. After Grace's tragic death, the ring entered the Grimaldi family's treasury and is rarely seen in public. Was that larger, show-stopping ring simply a grand romantic gesture? Or was it a cool calculation, a PR move by the prince to project Monaco's stature and outshine Hollywood's glitter with true royal prestige? Some jewels are symbols of love, others are symbols of power. This next one is a symbol of survival. The Vladimir tiara, a transformable masterpiece, was literally rescued from the firestorm of revolution. Its story begins in 1874, when Grand Duke Vladimir Alexandrovich of Russia commissioned court jeweler Bulin to create a wedding gift for his bride, Maria Pavlovna. The tiara was built from interlaced diamond circles, each framing a freely swinging pear-shaped pearl. Grand Duchess Maria Pavlovna adored it and wore it to countless balls. Then, in 1917, the monarchy fell. Forced to flee, she left her jewel collection hidden in a cache inside the Vladimir Palace in Petrograd. The rescue fell to a British diplomat and family friend, Albert Stopford. Disguised as a workman, he slipped into the palace, found the hiding place, and spirited the dismantled tiara, along with other treasures, out of a chaotic Russia in a simple carpetbag. By 1921, in exile, Maria Pavlovna's children sold the saved tiara to Queen Mary of Britain. The piece had suffered some damage on its journey. When it went to Gerard for repair, Queen Mary made a brilliant decision. Don't just fix it, improve it. She had the original pearl drops made removable and interchangeable with pear-shaped emeralds from her own collection. The tiara became a true convertible. It later passed to Queen Elizabeth II, who made it one of the most recognizable tiaras in the world. Every time it appears in public, it speaks not only of splendor. Its greatest value may be this: it is a living witness to the fall of one empire and an extraordinary escape. Some jewels are famous for their history, others for their owners. This next tiara is where owner and object fused forever in the public mind, the lover's knot tiara. We remember it on Princess Diana, but its story began much earlier. In 1913, Queen Mary commissioned Gerard to recreate a piece once owned by her grandmother, Princess Augusta of Hesse, Duchess of Cambridge. The design featured 19 swinging pearl drops, each hanging inside a diamond-arched frame crowned with a delicate lover's knot bow. The tiara was made using diamonds and pearls taken from other royal pieces. Later, Queen Mary removed the upper row of pearls, giving it the lighter, modern outline we know today. Her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, wore it in the early years of her reign, but worldwide fame came in 1981 when the Queen gave it to Lady Diana Spencer as a wedding gift. Diana made the lover's knot her signature, though in private she admitted it wasn't easy to wear. The weight and those swaying pearls often left her with headaches by evening's end. After her divorce from Prince Charles, the tiara returned to the royal vault and disappeared from view for years. Its triumphant return came when Catherine, now Princess of Wales, began wearing it. Of all the tiaras available to her, why choose the one so closely tied to Diana? Is it simply homage,
or a quiet signal that she's ready to carry a beautiful, symbolically heavy burden. Some royal treasures are known to everyone. This next piece was a secret for nearly 80 years. It's the story of a tiara that lay unseen in the royal vaults, known to almost no one. The Greville Emerald Kokushnik. Created in 1919 by Boucheron for Dame Margaret Greville, a wealthy society figure and close friend of the royal family, it's platinum in the fashionable Russian Kokushnik style, set with a blaze of diamonds and 6 major emeralds, the center stone weighing over 93 carats. Without heirs, Dame Greville bequeathed her entire jewel collection in 1942 to Queen Elizabeth, the future Queen Mother. The treasures, including the emerald tiara, went into the royal vaults. And then nothing. The Queen Mother never wore it, nor did her daughter, Queen Elizabeth II. For more than 75 years, only a handful of people even knew it existed. Its dazzling debut came on October 12, 2018, at the wedding of Princess Eugenie, the Queen's granddaughter. When the bride appeared wearing it, experts and fans were stunned. A spectacular, unfamiliar tiara no one could place. Only later did Buckingham Palace confirm its identity. Why was it hidden for so long? Was the design considered too bold for more restrained monarchs? Or was it simply waiting for the right moment and the right wearer to make a breathtaking entrance?
Our final piece here is unique because it isn't an old heirloom passed down through centuries. It was a personal commission by Queen Elizabeth II, a tiara made not only for beauty, but as a talisman, the Burmese ruby tiara. Its story starts with a wedding gift the young Princess Elizabeth received in 1947 from the people of Burma, 96 magnificent rubies. The gift came with a note explaining a local belief that there are 96 diseases that afflict humankind, and rubies can guard against them. For 25 years, the stones stayed in the royal collection. In 1973, the Queen, who had no major ruby tiara, decided to create one. She asked Gerard to design it, providing those very 96 Burmese rubies. The diamonds came from another wedding gift, the Nizam of Hyderabad tiara, which had to be dismantled to supply the stones. The new tiara took the form of a wreath of Tudor roses, England's emblem. At the heart of each diamond-petaled flower sat a bold ruby. The Queen wore it often at state banquets. What led a monarch known for thrift and reverence for history to take apart one valuable jewel to create another? Was it purely an aesthetic choice? Or did the practical sovereign give a quiet nod to ancient superstition, choosing not just a tiara, but a personal charm against life's 96 ills? Our next jewel is a gift from an entire continent that turned into one of the royal collection's biggest mysteries, the Andamuka necklace. It began in 1949 in the deserts of South Australia, where a massive 203-carat precious opal was found, famous for its blazing play of color. The stone, named Andamuka, was declared a national treasure. In 1954, during her first tour of Australia as monarch, Queen Elizabeth II received the opal as an official gift from the government of South Australia. Local jewelers set it into a palladium necklace accented with 180 diamonds. The Queen accepted the gift and wore it at a formal event that same year. Photos from that evening are the only proof we have of her wearing it. After that, the Andamuka necklace vanished from public view. Across 70 years on the throne, the Queen never appeared in it again. Why was such a significant gift from a key Commonwealth nation seen only once? Was it the old European superstition that opals bring bad luck? Or did the modern design simply not suit a conservative monarch? Where is this treasure now, and why did it become a ghost jewel? We still don't have an answer. Our next tiara is an icy treasure, rare not only for its stones, but for its special status. The Swedish aquamarine Kokushnik. Created in the early 20th century, it's a platinum wall of diamond lattice set with 5 huge rectangular aquamarines of exceptional clarity. Its first known owner was Princess Sibylla,
mother of Sweden's King Carl XVI Gustaf. Crucially, this tiara was her private property, not part of the state regalia that belonged to the monarchy as an institution. After Princess Sibylla's death, most of her jewels went into the family's jewelry foundation, but this tiara was inherited by one of her daughters, Princess Margareta. Because Princess Margareta lives in England and rarely attends state events, the tiara disappeared from public sight for many years. Yet it didn't stay locked away. She began lending it to her nieces and spouses for top-tier occasions, Nobel banquets and state visits among them. It has been worn by Crown Princess Victoria, Princess Madeline, and Princess Sophia. Why did this spectacular piece remain in private hands, unlike other signature family tiaras? And each time it appears on a new princess, is it just a kind family loan, or a hint at who might one day be the next guardian of this elusive, ice-bright treasure?
Some treasures are lost in war. Others are stolen. This next one was misplaced through simple ignorance and rediscovered almost by accident. This is the story of the third imperial Fabergé egg. Made in 1887 by Carl Fabergé's workshop for Tsar Alexander III as an Easter gift to his wife, Empress Maria Feodorovna. It is a luxurious gold piece set with sapphires and diamonds, resting on 3 lion's paw feet. Its secret lies inside. Press the catch and the egg opens to reveal a tiny Vacheron Constantin lady's watch with a white enamel dial. After the revolution, as the Bolsheviks sold off imperial treasures, the egg's trail went cold. It was believed lost for nearly 90 years. In the early 2000s, an American scrap dealer in the Midwest bought it at a flea market for $14,000, planning to melt it down, only he couldn't find a buyer for the gold. For years, the egg sat on his kitchen counter. Desperate, he finally searched the inscription Vacheron Constantin online. He stumbled on an expert's article describing the missing third imperial egg. Comparing the photos, he realized the trinket on his countertop was the long-lost masterpiece, worth over $30 million. It's a story of unbelievable luck. But how many other priceless survivors of fallen empires are still gathering dust in attics and market stalls, waiting for someone to recognize them? And finally, a jewel that became a silent witness to personal evolution and a bridge between generations: Princess Diana's sapphire earrings. They were originally part of a grand sapphire and diamond suite, a wedding gift in 1981 from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. The earrings began as large floral studs. Diana wore them often in the early years of her marriage. As her style changed and her confidence grew, she adapted them. She removed the original drops and wore them as separate pendants, or combined them for a longer, more dramatic look. These earrings followed her through royal life, from overseas tours to that famous Vogue photo shoot. After her tragic death, they vanished from public view for nearly 2 decades. Their triumphant return came when Catherine, Princess of Wales, wore them again. She refined the design slightly, making them cleaner and more modern, and now wears them regularly at major events. These earrings are more than a tribute. When the new Princess of Wales wears her predecessor's signature piece, is it just a choice from the jewel box? Or a deliberate symbol, the passing of a torch from the people's princess to a future queen consort? From the hope curse to Diana's legacy, we've seen that gold and diamonds are only the stage. The true leads are love, power, tragedy, and triumph. All these stories prove that the most valuable jewel is the one that can tell a story, and the loudest stories are often the ones monarchs would rather hide. Which story struck you most, and which piece, in your view, holds the greatest power? Tell us in the comments. If you'd like more investigations like this, subscribe and ring the bell. There's much more to come.